Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Virjam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. So Vijay, do we have an order, alphabetical order or something?
Sir, I did not make anything here.
Okay, so we will do something here. Okay, Lakshmi Nagesh, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. So this Mangalacharana of Kathopanishad, we generally chant it in the beginning of every class. So I will just, you can repeat after me. So until we get used to it, you can repeat after me.
Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vaivasvataya
Vaivasvataya
Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya
Can you?
Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya
Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya
Nachiketa Secha.
Nachiketa Secha.
Once again, Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vaivasvataya
Vaivasvataya
Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya
Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya
Nachiketa Secha.
Nachiketa Secha.
Thank you. So we have started Bhagavad Pada, Shankara Bhagavad Pada's commentary of the Kathopanishad. And that initial portion of the commentary is called Upodghata Bhaashyam. Upodghata Bhaashyam, sometimes called Sambandah Bhaashyam. Upodghata Bhaashyam. So introduction, he's giving an introduction. Not a big introduction compared to some of the other Upanishads and even Bhagavad Gita. Not big. And in this introduction, Bhashyakara has chosen to define the meaning of the word Upanishad by deriving. This is how all Sanskrit words, the meaning of Sanskrit words are understood. Suppose there is a doubt. You read Gambhiranandaji's translation, he says like this. You read Dayanandaji's translation, he says like this. You read Vivekananda's translation, he says like this. Looks different. And you say, how do I figure it out? For that, you have to know little Sanskrit. You need to know. Just like Shankaracharya has shown us how to split the words. And that we will learn after several years, after a few years of studying Sanskrit. Now, I don't want to say several years. After 2-3 years of studying, you can pick up. In fact, our students, they started, and many of them are they're climbing up the ladder quite fast, actually. So like that, we saw the meaning of the word Upanishad. And how did Bhashyakara show us? He said, this Upanishad has to be divided into Upa, Ni, Sad, and Quip. Okay, I'm going to move fast because this is supposed to be a summary, and you already reviewed your past class notes. So you are very clear about it. And somebody said I should summarize. So I'm going to, they have given me a homework. And so if I don't do my homework, then you will not do your homework. So I'm going to have done my homework. Okay, I'm going to do it now. Okay, so Upani Sad Quip. Upani Purvasya Sadir Dhatoho Visharanagati Avasadanarthasya. Correct? So he says, hey, this Sad Dhatu has 3 meanings: Visharana, Gati, and Avasadanam. Okay, and then quip pratyantasya rupam Upanishad iti. Okay, then he said, then he's starting to say, hey, okay, let's take the first meaning of the word sad. Sad is a dhatu in Dhatupata, which has about 2200 dhatus, roots. And can you believe it? The entire language comes out of just this 2200 dhatus. That's it. Just like the entire world of chemistry come from only the 100 and somebody has to educate me, because when I studied it was 108 and now it is 120 plus, I think. I don't know. Okay, so because that shows that they're still inventing element somewhere, some planet somewhere they go and then they get something and they say, oh, this element we don't know. So like that, so it's still unknown. So some 120 elements, let's say, like that. Sad has Visharana, and he says, now I'm going to give you the meaning of the word Upanishad by taking the Visharana meaning of Sad, and that Visharana means destruction, elimination, removal. And destruction of what, if you say, he says, Samsara Bijasya Visharanat. Okay. Now I've gone to that line which starts ye mumukshavaha drishtanu shravika vishaya drishnaha santaha. Correct? I'm now going to reading that one. So if you say that, then he says this vidya has the capacity to destroy visharanam, do visharanam, which is what? Himsanam, which is what? Vinashanam. Correct? Visharanat, Himsanat, Vinashanat. And Kasya Vinashanat, Samsara Bijasya Vinashanat, because it has the ability to remove that Samsara Bija, and therefore Samsara. If the seed is destroyed, then the tree also is as good as destroyed. There is no tree. And therefore, because of that, this Upanishad can be called or is called Brahma Vidya. Because only Brahma Vidya can remove samsara. Okay, that is one meaning. What is the second meaning? Take the second meaning of the word sad, which means gati. Gati. And gati is transporting, some kind of movement is indicated there. And then he says, yeah,
Mahadaya, he doesn't use the word Brahma Vidya, just Vidya.
he uses the word only Vidya. So we are adding the word Brahma Vidya. Correct. So, but I'm going to keep using the word Brahma Vidya because that Vidya implies Brahma Vidya. Because now in the second word, second meaning, he's going to say what? Gati. Gati is movement. Brahma Gamayati iti. Brahma Gamayatritva Yogena. Like that he says. Correct? And then because this same Vidya has, it's as though that Vidya is moving the person towards Brahman, and therefore that movement is referred to as gati. There is really no movement, my dear friend. Don't take it too literally. And we are going to see that further. And it is, you are Brahma already, and so it makes me recognize that I am Brahma. It moves me towards that knowledge of Brahma, and therefore this Upanishad can be called Brahma Vidya. Third meaning, avasadhanam. Avasadhanam is weakening, loosening, weakening. And weakening of samsara. How samsara is weakened? Earlier you told me samsara is destroyed. Now you are telling me samsara is weakening. They are not the same meaning. Yeah, that is because, correct, you are right. And I'm glad you caught that, he says. And he says, the second boon of Nachiketa, the Nachiketa is going to ask, he's going to say, many people are interested in going to heaven. And so please teach how to go to heaven so that I can go downstairs and teach all the people. Correct? Downstairs because Uparwala, he's there. Yama is presumably up, it's not fair to say Yama is down and we are up. It's not, doesn't sound right. So we'll keep Yama up there. And then, so he says, teach me. And so he was taught this Agni Vidya. And that Agni Vidya is going to be called Nachiketa Agnihi. Name also is going to be Nachiketa's name itself, and therefore that Agni Vidya takes a person to Swarga, and the Swarga is like a great life. Swarga, great life, and great life means samsara is weakened. Samsara is like life is great, they say, life is great. This LG, I don't know if it is true or not. This LG, the company that manufactures refrigerators and all that. They say LG stands for life is great. Okay, maybe it is true, maybe it's not true. I don't know it is a joke or not. Okay, Anirudh says like this. So, oh no, it's no, it's not good. He says no.
Lucky gold star.
Huh?
Lucky gold star.
A lucky gold star, correct. The two companies merged some
Yes,
decades
yes,
ago.
yes.
Correct. That is true. And I thought somehow they changed their caption to life's good, etc. But maybe it's not true. Okay, maybe they had a catchphrase called "Life's good." Okay,
Yes, they do have. Life is good.
okay, life is good. Okay, life is good. So in Swarga, life is good, and you won't feel like coming out of there at all. And the Brahma Vidya and all, there's no need. Who cares about Brahma Vidya and Atma? And so dry subject, and there is no need for all that. Swarga is great. Okay, but Swarga return is going to be there, and therefore it is only loosening of samsara, weakening of samsara, not elimination of samsara. So he says, therefore, because that is there, you can still call Upanishad as Brahma Vidya, not Nirguna Brahma Vidya, but Saguna Brahma Vidya, Paroksha Ishvara Vidya. Hey, it's a Vidya which visualizes. Saguna Brahma, Virat, he's going to use the word Virat later. And so that Virat Upasanam and all is going to be there. And therefore, by implication, you can say Upanishad is Brahma Vidya. Within brackets, you have to say Saguna Brahma Vidya, not Nirguna Brahma Vidya. Three meanings. Then what? Then there is some discussion, technical discussion about whether this text, the textbook, that hard copy book you're holding in your hand, is that called Upanishad or the Vidya? Once you study the book, then the knowledge you get, that knowledge is called Upanishad. What is it? Is Upanishad? Then he says, okay, both can be called Upanishad. Because a book is meant not for locking up and keeping it in your almirah and cupboard. It is meant to be kept outside and actually be read and studied, and maybe go to a class and study it. Therefore, since the book is meant for that, our hope is that the people who have the book will eventually read it and understand the book. Therefore, the book also can be called Upanishad. Technical. That's all. Okay. Now we need to move ahead, right? So somebody who's next, who's not chanted. Okay, Raghavan, have you chanted in the Kathopanishad class? Okay, I'm not hearing. Okay.
No, Guruji.
Okay, go ahead. Then we are going to start chanting from Evam Upanishad Shabda. Please let me know if you have identified that line in your book. Raise your hand if you got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 3, 4, 5 hands, 6 hands, 7, 8 hands. Okay. Got it. Okay. Evam
Evam
Upanishad Shabda
Upanishad Shabda
Nirvachanena Eva
Nirvachanena Eva
Vishishtaha
Vishishtaha
Adhikari
Avikari
Vidyayam Uktaha
Vidyayam Uktaha
Vishayaha cha
Vishayaha cha
Vishishtaha Uktaha
Vishishtaha Uktaha
Vidyayaha
Vidyayaha
Param Brahma
Param Brahma
Pratyagatma Bhutam
Pratyagata Bhutam
Prayojanancha.
Prayojanancha.
As you hear this, you can wonder, I'm splitting the sandhis and all that. Okay? Those who are studied Sanskrit, they know what I'm doing. But those who are unfamiliar, what we're doing is there is some concept called sandhi in Sanskrit where words, kind of transform by sticking to each other. And then we have to separate that sandhi. We don't have to separate while chanting, while saying this, but if we separate it, it's better because then the word, actual word comes out, and the meaning, arthaspuranam happens. Meaning, it reveals the meaning to us. Okay, so when you study a lot like this, then you automatically start separating the sandhis. So that's what we are doing. In case you are wondering, what is this visarga? Asyaha. Visarga is not there in the book, but Guruji chanted Visarga, and that means that is all Sandhi. There is no need to, don't get too confused. Just say it, and then make some notes, and then it will be clear in time. Okay. Prayojanancha
Prayojanam cha
asyaha
asyaha
upanishadaha
Upanishadaha
atyantiki samsara nivrittihi
Atyantihi samsara nivrittihi
brahma prakti lakshana.
Brahma prapti lakshana.
Yeah, we'll stop with that. Okay. So he's continuing. There is a little more discussion, an important discussion that's coming here. Okay. And the context is this, before we get into the actual sentences. When somebody writes a textbook, there are a few things that must be clear, right? The author must be clear why they want to write this textbook. Must be crystal clear, correct? What is the topic I'm going to write about? Why are you writing? Is there no book available? This kind of book? All these things must be clear. Okay, let's talk about what are the things that must be clear when writing or reading a textbook. When writing or preparing to buy and read a textbook. Okay, what are the things that must be clear? First one, Vishaya. Vishaya, topic. What is the topic? Title must be there. So the title should have a topic. And topic means it should cover something. What textbook is it? Is it a book on nutrition? Okay. Or is it a book on some field of medicine like neurology? Is it a book on this what do you call this virus, COVID-19 virus? Is there a book, etc.? All that topic must be crystal clear. Vishaya. Next, Adhikari. 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 For whom am I writing this book? Who is the person for whom this book is meant for? For whom this Vidya is meant for? Correct? Who is it? Who is the audience of this book? Okay, neurology book means people who are interested in neurology. Is it basic neurology? People who are entering just started medical school, or people who are doing internship in neurology, advanced after they got their degree, MBBS and MS and all they got. Then MS in neurology they may be doing. Is that advanced neurology? That kind of text are you going to write? These things must be clear. Correct? Ayurveda. Ayurveda means what? Basic Ayurveda, all this Vadam, Pittam, Kapam and all you're going to talk and tell to a layman like me? Is that the type of book? Or is it somebody, the Ayurveda student in the Ayurveda college? That kind of book. Textbook in one of the courses. Okay, all this must be clear. Okay, that is called Adhikari. The person who is qualified to benefit from this textbook. Okay, too advanced means no benefit. Too basic means no benefit. Correct? So Adhikari, that is the second point. Third one, Prayojanam. Prayojanam. Iska prayojan kya hai? What do I get out of reading this book? Okay, I understood everything. I can understand. I'm Adhikari. But what do I get out of it? That what do I get out of it must be very clear. To the author of the book also, and to the reader of the book also must be very clear. Correct? And so that is called what? Prayojanam. Then fourth one and the last one is called Sambandah. Sambandah. Sambandah means connection. What is the connection between the Vidya that is there in this book, in this Grantha, and the Prayojanam that you are talking about? You are saying if you read this Vidya, I will get moksha. Tell me a little more. What is the connection between this Brahma Vidya and moksha? Okay, that is called connection. That's all. It's a ratio. It's how to tell me a little more. It's a logic behind it. Okay, what are the four things? Vishaya, Adhikari, Prayojanam, Sambandah. This group of four, there is a technical name for it. I'm going to say it. You can write it down.
Anubandha Chatushtaya.
Anubandha Chatushtayam. Haraprasad ji is saying Anubandha Chatushtayam. Anubandha Chatushtayam. Four. You should not confuse this with Purushartha. Purushartha also is four. Okay. And then Adhikari. We have not talked much about Adhikari. But Adhikari, if you define an Adhikari also, there are four. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Ityadi. Okay. So this is called Anubandha Chatushtayam. Okay. Okay. Now, that's what he's going to talk about. Okay. He's saying, Evam Upanishad Shabda Nirvachanena Eva Vishishtaha Adhikari Vidyayam Uktaha. Okay. Nirvachanam means definition. Nirvachanam, derivation. In fact, derivation is a better word. Evam Upanishad Shabda Nirvachanena Eva. By the derivation of the word Upanishad, Upanishad Shabda Nirvachanena, by the definition of the word Upanishad, Evam, in this manner, in the manner that I have written just some time ago in the last class, you heard, in that manner, in that manner, through that definition, what happened? Vishishtaha Adhikari Vidyayam Uktaha. He's talking about Adhikari now. The second point in the four I gave you is saying Vishishtaha Adhikari Uktaha. The person who is qualified for this knowledge, Vidyayam, who is properly qualified for this knowledge, has been said, he says. Uktaha. Uktaha means said. I've told you already who is Adhikari for this. Now we have to scratch our head. Correct? When did he tell us who is qualified for this? Now, if you go back one page or so, Ye mumukshavaha drishtanushravika vishaya vitrishnaha santaha. Okay. When he started giving the first meaning of the word Upanishad, he started the line by saying what? Ye mumukshavaha. Correct? Ye mumukshavaha. Those people. What kind of people? Mumukshavaha. Those who are seekers of moksha. Correct? Moktum ichchavaha. Those people, mumukshavaha. And further, what kind of people we saw? Drishta, anushravika, vishaya, vitrishnaha, santaha. Those who are viragis, who are neither interested in the things in this world nor in things in any other world. Anushravika Vishaya Vitrishnaha Santaha. We saw all these things before. Don't think it is new. If it appears new, that means either you have not attended the class or like some people say, after I attended Jaigmarji's class, I feel very fresh. And very fresh means what? This fellow came in and he immediately went to sleep. And then when he heard Namidam, suddenly he woke up. He is trained to do that. And then he wakes up. And then after a good nap, obviously 1.25 hour nap, you can imagine how fresh you will feel. And so this fellow says, I feel very fresh. Hey, you are not supposed to come here to feel fresh, okay? And so this all sounds new. In one of these two possibilities are there. Third possibility is, yeah, I heard all this, but I forgot. Okay, that's why periodically we have to refer back to our notes. Okay, so that kind of person is the Adhikari, correct? He did not define much more. Adhikari has more in it, but he just gave a couple of aspects of the Adhikari. A couple of aspects. What are those two aspects? You have Moktumiksha. Mumuksha is one of the aspects of Adhikaritvam, and the second is this Viragaha, Vairagyam. dispassion, objectivity. Clear. There are things I need to survive, no doubt, in this world. And I need them. Without them, I'll perish. The body will perish. But nothing is going to give me Nitya Anandaha. That clarity is there for these people. Correct? So, Vishishtaha Adhikari Vidyayam Uktaha. Okay? So, if you want to underline the words here, main sentence is what? Adhikari Uktaha. Underline Adhikari and then underline Uktaha. I've told you who the Adhikari is. This Anubandha, Chatushtaya and all, he's not mentioning those words here. It's based on our understanding. We have to say in the before the sentence. Now Shankaracharya is going to talk about Anubandha Chatushtayam, the fourfold factors required for the study or beginning of the study of any subject, any book you can say. Okay. Now he's continuing. He's going to continue. Now look at that. Vishaya cha, and I moved on to the next sentence. Okay, everybody with me so far? Okay, everybody is raised their hand. Nobody is still figuring out which book and then all that. That's all past. Okay, that's past. Now present. Okay. Vishaya cha Vishishtaha Uktaha Vidyayaha Param Brahma Pratyagatma Bhutam. Full stop. Vishaya. Now this word, we know what Vishaya is. What is the topic? Vishaya cha. And Vishaya also Uktaha. Uktaha. Vishishtaha. Okay, I did not explain the word Vishishtaha in the previous sentence. Okay. Vishishtaha means special. Special Adhikari. There he said. Here special Vishaya, special topic. Every topic is special. Every topic is special, right? Why one topic is to be special and these other topics are very general, A, special means here is special because I think you can already guess what that is. Special is what? Every other field of knowledge is Anatma Vidya. It is Apara Vidya, my dear friends. This is Paravidya. Paravidya. And this is Atma Vidya. Therefore, it is special. It is, and also special because people don't look for it at all. People don't have time to even find out what it is. That is why it is very special. Vishishtaha. Okay, make a note of that word. Here also he is saying. First sentence he said Vishishtaha. Here also he says Vishishtaha Vishayaha. Special topic. A special subject, Uktaha, has been told. I've told you before. And I have to scratch my head again. Told you before means, what is this? And he says, the Vidyayaha, of this knowledge, the special topic is what? Param Brahma. You can underline Vishayaha and you can underline Param Brahma. Those are the two main words in this sentence. Vishayaha Param Brahma. The topic is Param Brahma. And he said, I have told you that already. Then we say, yeah, somewhere I heard the word Brahma. And what is that? Brahma Gamayati iti. Brahma Gamayitrutvena Yogena, he says. Because Upanishad, this Vidya has the capacity to take the person towards Brahma. That is one meaning, Gati. And even before that, so that samsara Bijasya, Visharanam. Okay. So there also, no, there the word Brahma didn't come, I think, right? Samsara Bijasya, Visharanam, that's what he says. So here Brahma Gamayati is there. Therefore, from there we get the idea that the topic is Brahma Vidya. Okay, everybody is with me so far, correct? Topic is Brahma Vidya. Adhikari figured out. Vishayaha, topic is Brahma Vidya. What can be the third one? Let's see what he says. Okay, one more word is there. Param Brahma. Pratyagatma Bhutam. Shankara will not leave an opportunity. Brahma, Param Brahma. Oh, ऊपर वाला. ये ऊपर वाला नहीं है. Pratyagatma Bhutam. Pratyagatma means Atma. In literal meaning is inner self. Of the nature of inner self. It means what? That Brahma, which is no different than Pratyagatma, Atma, that Brahma, okay? That Brahma, don't look upstairs, just be alive. right here and now. Okay, that Atma, that you, that me, okay, that Brahma, which is of the nature of the self. Okay, that is the topic of the Upanishad. Okay, Vishaya Hacha. Everybody's with me so far, correct? Good, good. Okay. Now,
So,
yeah.
yeah, Guruji, so it's Param Brahma and Pratyagatma Bhutam. Are they supposed to be synonymous or are
No,
they something?
Pratibhatma Bhutam is an adjective to Param Brahma.
Param Brahma. Okay. Yes.
Adjective. So, what kind of Param Brahma? Pratigatma Bhutam Param Brahma. Okay. So, that's why I said just underline Param Brahma. That's the main thing. Once you hold on to that, all the other words will come. Okay. I'm moving to the next sentence. Prayojanam cha asyaha upanishadaha. Asyaha upanishadaha prayojanam. What is the use of this Upanishad? Or studying this Upanishad? Asyaha Upanishadaha Patanasya. You can add if you want a word Patanasya. Patanasya means study. What is the use of this Upanishad? Studying this Upanishad, if you say, then he says Atyantiki Samsara Nivrittihi. You can underline Prayojanam and you can underline Samsara Nivrittihi. These are the two words. Prayojanam is Samsara Nivrittihi. A life of becoming. A life where I'm seeking the security and ananda, and then I seem to get it, and then I seem to lose it. And then I seem to get it, and then I seem to lose it. And then I seem to get it, and I seem to lose it. Samyak sarati iti samsaraha. Sarati keeps on going. Keeps on going. Keeps on going means I am reminded of this Duracell battery. Those days there was an advertisement. There is a battery called Duracell. And then the way they advertised it is very fun, interesting. They come up with amazing things. There is a toy. There's a toy, and then the toy is what? This toy is on a vehicle, and there's a drum, and then this toy keeps on drumming, duk 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 drum, and then
That
it's
is a everyday battery.
huh?
Everyday battery. Every day.
No, it was
Everyday
energizer.
battery was not the Duracell. Every day.
Duracell.
No. I'm sorry, sir. I think it's Duracell. Can
No,
somebody
it is energizer.
Duracell.
Huh?
Duracell.
Duracell. Ramesh ji, please do your homework. Okay, I've not forgotten that. I may have forgotten a lot of Upanishads, but this advertisement I've not forgotten.
It's called Duracell Bunny. It's called the Duracell Bunny.
Duracell Bunny. There you go.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Duracell Bunny. Okay. So dig keeps on going, and then it keeps on going. Something I forget the exact word. Keeps on going and going and going and going like that. He says. So that's it. That's all advertisement. So that battery is so long lasting, etc., reliable, and so this samsara keeps on going. Correct? Keeps on. And so samsara nivrittihi. Nivrittihi means what? Retreat, moving away, eliminating. Those are the meanings of the word nivrittihi. Now, what is moving away from what? I am not moving away from anything. Samsara moves away from me. I don't have to run away from anything. Correct? I'm not running away to Swarga and all that. There is no running away here. And samsara just walks away from me. Okay? And what kind of, how is it? Atyantiki. Forever. Permanently. Permanently. Okay? And then Brahma Prakti Lakshana. And that samsara nivritti is of the nature of the gain of Brahma, he says. Gain of Brahma. In the manner described earlier, that also within parentheses we can add. And in the manner that's going to be described later also. Brahma Prapti Lakshana. In the manner of gaining Brahma. And gaining Brahma and all within quotes you have to put. Okay? Because knowing Brahma, gaining will become knowing. Okay? So, Prayojanam chasyaha upanishadaha atyantiki samsara nivrittihi brahma prapti lakshana. Therefore, the benefit of studying this Upanishad is samsara nivrittihi, removal of samsara, elimination of samsara, which is of the nature of gaining Brahma. Okay, that is Prayojanam. So this leaves us what? Sambandah. Now that's by elimination we now have Sambandah. So let's see here. Sambandah cha evam bhuta prayojanena uktaha. He keeps saying uktaha. Uktaha means I've already told you. I've told you. This is what he says. And so, Sambandaha cha, and this Sambandha, this connection between this topic and the Prayojan, I've told you, he says. And what does he say? Evam bhuta prayojanena. Okay? And so, what is the Sambandha? The Sambandha is like this. Shastram is like a mirror of words. All it is telling me is, it is showing me a mirror to myself and saying, this is who you are. You are not anatma, you're not body, you're not mind, you're not senses, nothing. All that is anityam. You are atma, and that atma is Brahma, and that Brahma is nityam. You are that nitya atma. That is what Upanishad is saying. And it should strike me. Just strike me and like a thunderbolt and said, oh my God, I missed this big one. Okay, and so that is the way it should be. And so what is the connection between the Upanishad and moksha? Connection is what? Upanishad is a revealer, unfolder. It's the thing that unfolds and shows me the mirror. And then what is the Prayojanam? Yeah, Prayojanam is Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya itself is not Prayojanam. I am not studying this to get some idea about Brahma. I am studying this to solve my problem. Finally, my problems are getting solved or not. That is what my Prayojanam is. I can read all these Upanishads and I can chant and I can memorize everything and say, okay, great, we are blessed, okay. But did you get anything out of it? That is the question. Yeah, samsara nivrittihi. By that unfolding, my samsara nivrittihi happens. Therefore, pratipadaka pratipadya sambandaha. Means what? Revealer, revealed. Revealer, revealed connection. Upanishad is a revealer, unfolder of this Vidya. And then there's nothing to do. It is only like somebody pointing to the snake and saying, hey, this is not a snake, this is a rope. Oh my God, I was afraid for nothing. That is revealed. And so revealer, revealed connection. Sadhana, sadhya connection. It is a means for the Upanishad. The knowledge is the means for getting that Prayojanam. That is the connection. You might say it's obvious. No, when you say all this, it's very obvious. Yeah, if it's obvious to you, that's good. But it is still, the connection has to be, sometimes it has to be explained, may not be explicit or may not be clear. And so Sambandaha is important. Okay, all right. Okay, evam bhuta prayojanena uktaha. Okay, evam bhuta means what? The prayojana that was explained in the manner that was explained. Okay, that was explained in this manner. Okay, as samsara nivrittihi, etc. Okay. Okay, now we are ready to read the next sentence. Okay, which is a fairly long sentence. Okay, all right. Who would Kavita, have you chanted? You have chanted. Okay, Bhagya has chanted. No. Okay, yeah. Yes, Satish ji will come to you next. Yeah. Satish ji is an advanced student, and so the advanced student should give some room for some other students. Okay, Satish ji is reading all kinds of Upanishad, Bhaashyam, this and that, and he's saying, "I want to chant." Okay, yeah, I'll give you a chance, but sometimes I say, you can wait a little bit. That's all. So you don't feel bad, Satish ji. Okay. Okay. So ataha.
Ataha.
Yathokta adhikari yathokta adhikari
Yathokta adhikari.
Vishaya Prayojana Sambandhayaha
विषयप्रयोजनसम्बन्धायाः
Vidyayaha.
विद्यायाः
So you start numbering one. Ataha, put one before ataha. Okay. I'm going to put the numbers right away so that those who are having to go back and forth, that I want to try to eliminate the back and forth. And so after Vidyayaha, put the number 2. Karatala
करतल
Nyasta Amalakavat
न्यस्त आमलकवत्
Prakashakatvena.
प्रकाशकत्वेन
Number 3. Write the number 3. Vishishta
विशिष्ट
Adhikari Vishaya Prayojana Sambandhaha.
अधिकारी विषय प्रयोजन संबंधाः
Write the number 4. Etaha
एताः
Valyaha
वल्यः
or Vallayaha in some books. Vallayaha, Valyaha, both are correct. Okay. Etaha Valyaha
एताः वल्यः
Bhavanti iti.
भवन्ति इति
Number 5. Ataha
अतः
Taha
ताः
Yatha Pratibhanam
यथा प्रतिभानं
Vyachakshmahe.
व्याचक्ष्महे
Yeah. I think you have the numbers written down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Hello Prasad ji, did you get that?
Can you repeat
Hey.
that?
Huh?
Can you repeat that? Ato is 1.
Yeah,
Vidya is 2.
I just said it. What were you doing?
Marking, but reconfirming.
Reconfirming will take 2 more minutes. You got it right. Ramuji, you got it right. Guaranteed, you got it right. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Ataha is 1. Then second is Karatala. Karatala. Third one is Vishishta Adhikari. Vishaya Prayojana Sambandhaha. Fourth one is Etaha Valyaha. Okay. Fifth one is Ataha Taha. Okay. I think you got that, no? Ramuji?
No, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Now, so this order is the same order. So we're going to go in the same order as it's written. And so, Ataha Yathokta Adhikari Vishaya Prayojana Sambandhayaha Vidyayaha. So look at it this way. Vidya. Vidyayaha, we'll leave it aside. Vidya, knowledge. This knowledge. Okay, what kind of knowledge is this? Yathokta Adhikari Vishaya Prayojana Sambandha Vidya. What kind of knowledge it is? Yathokta, as I have told you, as has been said, the Vidya that has the Adhikari Vishaya Prayojana and Sambandham that was said to you, that was told to you. Okay. Okay, that Vidya, nothing big. He's just making the statement. This Vidya has the Anubandha Chatushtayam as described. Vidya has the Anubandha Chatushtayam that is described. Okay. Now, and then one more thing he's saying here. Second one. Karatala Nesta Amalaka. Okay. He says, like, Vatu means like. But like, what is the characteristics of this Vidya? The characteristic is it reveals itself, it reveals the nature of Atma like the gooseberry. Amalaka, Amla, this Amla, I think you all know, Amla became very popular during the Corona period. And all this, our Sadhguruji and all that gave all this, they put out very nice bulletins and booklets which said you should take amla, one amla you should eat every day, like that they say. So that gooseberry, green color, bright green color gooseberry, that is called amala, amlam. Amram is mango, amlam is this gooseberry. Okay, and then what is the characteristic of this gooseberry? Karatala nesta, the gooseberry that is kept in the palm, in the depressed palm like this. That is the imagery. You have to imagine this. Okay, if you keep a gooseberry, I wish I had a gooseberry. Let me see if there's one. Okay, so it's so that gooseberry. Imagine a nice big one. Okay, and then okay, nice big one. And so what happened? This is a common phrase in the Shastra, like hasta malaka, etc. You know, that's that popular phrase in the Shastra. Periodically, it will come up. Why it seems it is very easy to spot.
You restarted the recording?
It is very easy to start. Yeah, it started. It's restart. Okay, there it is. So Rukmini ji is showing this thing. Rukmini ji, put it on your palm like this. Yeah, that is how. That is the imagery. Okay, let's see. Rukmini ji, let's spotlight her also. That is how it is. Okay. And so, you know what I did a couple of weeks ago? A month ago, 2 months ago. This is what I did. I wanted to see what is this thing. So what happened in the night? It was 11 o'clock in the night. Everybody was sleeping. All rooms are dark except my this living room. And then I took one apple, red apple, and then I took a bright yellow orange, and then I took 3 amla fruits. I had amla fruits. I took 3 of them. I put it in my hand, 2 palms like this. Okay, because these are, one hand cannot hold all this. And so I kept it like this. I turned off the light, the main light. The computer, the laptop is on. So laptop screen is bright. So the whole house is dark except the light coming from this thing. So I went into the room, in the bedroom where my parents are sleeping, father is sleeping. I went inside and I looked at my hand. Nothing is visible. Nothing is visible because it's dark. Then what happened? Then I slowly got it out. Still, my room also is dark. Okay, it's dark. But I got it out. In one corner of the room, the laptop light is there. Laptop screen, I can see it. And then even before I came close to my laptop, when I looked at the hand, you know what? Apple invisible. This bright yellow, orange, invisible. Invisible. It's bright yellow, but it's invisible. Okay. But these 3 balls of gooseberry, guess what? I could see their borders and I could see it. Then I said, my God, this acharyas, they are not harming. I did this experiment. I'm not joking. And then I posted my experiment in our Ashavidya news group also. Because I had earlier asked them a question. Hey, does it have to do with fluorescence or not? Fluorescence means you know what it is, right? Fluorescence like the firefly and other things. And the particular yellow color automatically gives out the light. And just gives out the light. And so is that fluorescence? Then no, some people gave many explanations. But then finally I did not get a satisfactory answer. People were saying a lot of things, but then I finally did this experiment and I said, guys, I think this is the reason. And so that is this karatala nyasta amalaka vat. Like how that gooseberry kept in the palm has the capacity to reveal itself without even just a little bit of light is needed. That's all. Okay, like that here also it is revealing. Just guru must be there who knows, and then their knowledge will reveal itself. Okay, therefore, like that imagery is given. What is it? Vidya. The Vidya has that Anubandha Chatushtayam, that is Vishaya, Prayojana, Adhikari, Sambandah, correct? That, and then he says, therefore, next, Vishaya, Vishishta, Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojana, Sambandha, Yeta, Valyaha, Bhavanti. I'm going to combine 3 and 4, okay? Yeta, Valyaha, Bhavanti. Okay, Valyaha is the main word there, okay? Underline Valyaha. Previously, you can underline in the first segment, Vidyayaha, you can underline that also. Because you have underlined Vidyayaha from number 1, and you have underlined Valyaha from number 4, and you have underlined, you are going to underline number 3, everything that is said in number 3. Okay, so what did we say? that Vidya has this Anubandha Chatushtayam, and therefore Eta Valyaha. Valyaha is what? Valyaha is the 6 Vallis that are going to come in this Upanishad, 6 subsections in the 2 chapters. Okay, they are called Valyaha or Vallihi or Valyaha, and then Vallihi. Okay, Vallihi. Valyaha. One is Hraswa Ikaranta, another is Dirgha Ikaranta. Okay, both Valli and Vallihi mean the same thing, creeper and things like that. And either way, books, both 2 kinds of books give you 2 different words. Both are correct. Okay, okay, okay. Etaha Valyaha. Because the Vidya has this Anubandha Chatushtayam, these Vallis also have the same Anubandha Chatushtayam. Look at the argument they're getting into. Okay, Vidya has this Anubandha Chatushtayam, that is understood. But this Valli, what about this Valli? Hey, Valli contains that Vidya. Therefore, these Vallis, this text, this hard copy text with so many words strewn around, that text also will have the same Anubandha Chatushtayam. Why are you saying all these things, Shankaracharya? You're getting too. This is too technical. No, it's not technical. Why? Ataha, look at number 5. Ataha, therefore, taha yatha pratibhanam vyachakshmahi. And because this text also has the same Anubandha Chatushtayam, and because there are students waiting to study this, therefore, I am getting ready to comment on this text. Look at their thinking here. We have to pause here and then say, what is going on? And so, therefore, I am getting ready to comment. Vyachakshmahe, I will comment. I am going to write a commentary about. And yatha pratibhanam. Okay? Yatha pratibhanam. Ataha taha. Taha here is what? Dvitiya vibhaktihi bahuvachanam. Correct? Karma. Object. I am going to comment on those valleys. Therefore, it has to be karma. Correct? Object. Okay? Taha. Taha means within brackets you can say vallihi or valyaha. Sorry, vallihi or I think Valyaha is probably correct. Valyaha. Dvitiya vibhakti. Huh?
Next, it is given as Valya in this.
Yeah, Valya is given. Correct. So that is Valya. So Valya. Wait a minute. Valya is given in the book?
No,
Yes,
it's given as Valyaha. It's Valyo. So Valyaha.
In this thing,
Yeah,
which
Valyo. Valyo is given. Therefore, that is Valyaha. And then what
in this shared what you got in the ashram with the. You said you made it into 1 page. This thing for notes.
Yes.
That it is given as Valya.
No, that's the one I'm referring to. It has Valyo, not Valya.
Both has the same.
Valyo, Guruji.
Both
It
has
says
the same.
Valyo.
Yeah, so there also it says Valyo. That
Valyo.
note, I just saw that notebook. It says Valyo. I am not using that notebook, and so I used to use it, but now I am using a different thing. So Valyo it says. Okay, Valyo is Sandhi, which is Valyaha. Okay, Valyaha. So if you have questions on Sandhi, etc., you're welcome to ask in the satsang or refer to any of the people that I mentioned, okay, who can help you with all these things. Okay, so Valyaha. Okay. So yetaha valyaha, both are dvitiya. Okay, I mean sorry, ataha taha valyaha or taha vallihi yatha pratibhanam vyachakshmahi. I will explain yatha pratibhanam as I understand it. As I understand it. As I have understood. Okay. He doesn't say as Krishna understands it and all that. How do you know Krishna understood the same way you understood? It is Guru Parampara. That is why very sacred teaching. And he doesn't say anything else. He says, as I've understood. So humble he is. And Vyachakshmahe, plural. He says I, he doesn't say I, he says we. We will comment. We. You know why it says we, not I? Two reasons are there. One is I seems to give an agency to Shankaracharya. It means as though I have created something. And really speaking, I have not created something. Last class, Bhagavad Gita class, we saw, hey, Krishna is saying, evam parampara prapta. Hey, this is all long ago. Same thing I'm teaching you also. What the Vivaswan learned, that same thing I'm teaching here. Same way here also. There's no room for I here for that reason also. Second reason, we means what? This entire parampara, all of us, I'm just representing all of this, all of them. I'm not something special. I am representing all of them at this time. Therefore, we, okay, my Guruji is there, Guru's Guru, Gaudapada is there, so Bhagavad-pada, Govinda-pada, and then Gaudapada, etc. are there. So, there is so much going on here. Therefore, Vyachakshmahe. That is how commentators interpret this word Vyachakshmahe. So, what is he saying? Ataha, taha, Vallihi yatha pratibhanam vyachakshmahi. Therefore, because of that reason, what is the reason? Because this Anubandha Chatushtayam is there for the knowledge, and the same Anubandha Chatushtayam is there for the book of words which we are about to see. I am going to start commenting on this Upanishad. Bit technical, I agree. And so that is what he's saying. And so
Mahodaya, what is Nesta? Nesta?
Nyasta. Nesta means placed. Nischayena asta. Well placed in the palm of the hand. So you make a hollow in the palm, and that little fruit is not too big, which may roll off. It is just small and not very minute also. So it's big enough to see. Therefore, Nesta. The combination between the palm and the gooseberry is pakka, is very good. Okay, Nyasta, placed. Karatala is the palm with the outstretched fingers. This position is called Karatala. This position. It's called Karatala. So therefore, what is the summary of the entire introduction he has given? We've already seen that. First summary is the meaning of the Upanishad has been given. Well, started with Mangalacharanam, Om Namo Bhagavate, Vaivasvataya, etc. Then meaning of the word Upanishad was given. Then some technical discussion was there between the actual knowledge versus the book, and what is the connection. He says both can be called Brahma Vidya Upanishad. And then he is talking about, he introduced Anubandha Chatushtayam, which is important. We have to remember that. Every text we have to, with this analysis is done. And so, what are those? What is Anubandha Chatushtayam? Vishaya, Adhikari, Prayojanam, and Sambandah. These four aspects are to be analyzed of any book. And you go to the library, you pick up a book. These four things should be going on in your mind without your knowledge. What is the topic? Am I ready for it? Am I interested in this? What do I get out of it? All this automatically you're thinking through. Okay. So that completes the Upodkhatha Bhaashyam of Kathopanishad written by Shankaracharya. Okay. Now we will enter into the Upanishad. Okay. Let us.
Guruji, what is Pratibhanam?
Pratibhanam. As I have understood, Yatha Pratibhanam. Bhanam, reveal. Okay, understood. Bhanam, Pratibhanam. As understood by me. Pratibhanam also same meaning. Okay, as Bhanam.
Something like Pratibhasam, that same.
Yeah, same thing. Pratibha, as understood. As I have understood it. As I think it is clear to me. I think it is clear to me. And so that with that clarity, I'm going to write. Okay. Yeah, Maheshji, go ahead.
In the text you distributed, there's one more sentence. Tatra avyayika vidya stutyartha.
Okay, we'll come to that after chanting this. Okay. Yeah, which is correct. The position of the sentence is correct. And I'll make a comment on that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Maheshji, go ahead and unmute yourself and let us chant. The first mantra we are chanting, okay? Ushan, that's what we're going to chant. Ushan havai vajashravasah.
Ushan havai vajasravasaha.
Sarva veda sandadau.
Sarva Vedasam Dadau.
Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa.
Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa.
Yeah. This is the first mantra of Kathopanishad. So some introduction, just a recap. Kathopanishad has 2 chapters, 2 adhyayas. Each chapter will have 3 vallis or subsections or sections of a chapter. And here they use the word valli to refer to each of those sections. And in fact, in your book, it will say Prathama Valli or Prathama Vallihi. Okay. And then there is a story. There are, in the first Valli, there are 29 mantras. And then this entire Valli is a story. The setup and the dialogue between Yama and Nachiketa will be happening. And it will go on till the second Valli, 17th mantra. 1.2.17. First Adhyaya, second Valli, 17th mantra. Until that time, the story keeps going on. Then the 18th mantra is going to start. Najayate priyate va vipaschit. Like that, Yama will start. That is where the teaching begins. The actual teaching, Brahma Vidya, begins from there. Okay? And so here, we'll come back to, Tatra, etc. a bit later. But let's see what the setting is. The king's name is Vajashravasa. That is the name of the king. And he's performing a yaga, performing a big yaga. And the name of that yaga is called Vishwajit Yaga. Vishwajit. As the name indicates, it means one with which you can conquer the entire world. That is the meaning of Vishwajit. And this yaga is very peculiar. And the peculiarity is, you have to give up everything you have. Everything you have. That is the peculiarity of this. That's why this culture is very unique. You won't find this in any other culture. Because Islam, Christianity and all, you can't find all this. And that's Tyaga. This entire culture is based on Tyaga Bhava. And knowing the self as opposed to going somewhere. Knowing versus going. So this whole approach is different and lifestyles are different. And so give up everything in order to get everything. That is the idea here. So this man starts the yaga and he starts giving. Yaga is over. And then towards the end of the yaga, dakshinas are being given. Dakshina. To be given to every person that is there in the kingdom. Anybody who comes, you have to give something. Invited, uninvited, doesn't matter. You have to give something. And so the scene is, this is the last stages of giving. Everybody has received everything that is at the entire the palace is gone. Everything is gone. Gold, this, that, everything is gone. Cows are gone. Horses are gone. Elephants are gone. Don't ask me what will they do with elephants. Those days it was an asset. Okay, it was an asset, no doubt about it. Elephant can do a lot of work, and so it's an important asset. Okay, and then finally few animals are left. Few animals, pashu, some cows are left. The 2 cows which are very weak, not really healthy cows. That is the situation. Okay, that's the way you should visualize this. If it has come to that point, and then why is he doing this yaga? Well, this fellow is a Sakama Bhakta. Okay, there are 2 kinds of bhaktas, Nishkama Bhakta and Sakama Bhakta. This guy wants Dharma Artha Kama. He is not a Mumukshu. Okay, he is Dharma Artha Kamarthi. He wants Dharma, Artha and Kama. Dharma, of course, he is very much in this Dharma. So all the wealth he has is not stolen wealth. It's properly gained wealth according to the rules of the game set up in those times. And then he wants more of it. He wants more of it. He says, I've done it all. I want what? If you ask him, he says, I want Swarga. Now this Bhuloka is over. There's nothing. There's no fun in this. Like they say, after working for a few years in the job, it's no longer challenging for me. He says no longer challenging. Bhuloka is no longer challenging. I want to go to some other loka, next loka. Whatever loka is available. And now you can imagine why Indra and all gets threatened by people like them, right? So Indra won't be threatened by mumukshus. Mumukshus cannot threaten Indra. This fellow will get moksha and go away. And then these non-mumukshus are the people who are the threat to me. Okay. And so that's the setup here. Okay. And so the gist of this shloka is like this. Okay. Vajashravasa. That is the king, the name. Vajashravasa. Ushan. Ushan means what? It is Shatru. Desiring. This Vajashravasa, desiring within brackets Swarga. Desiring Swarga. Sarva Vedasam Dadau. Dattavan gave, past tense, gave. And gave what? Sarva Vedasam Dadau. All his possessions. We are going to see more details. Shankara is going to comment on all this. Okay. Here I am just giving you a gist. Okay. So we'll get into more details. Okay. Sarva Vedasam Dadau. Gave up all his wealth. And Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa. And he had a son called Nachiketa. Indeed, as is well known, her means well known, as is well known. Upanishad is saying as is well known, which means what? Even for Upanishad, this story is old. Yes or no? Upanishad is saying as is well known. That means it's older than the Upanishad itself, this story. Okay? That is the meaning. So with that, we're going to enter into this commentary. Okay? So anybody next who is not? Any new registrants here? I'm trying to see if there's given out. Okay, Satish ji has been raising, so we have to give him a chance. Okay. All right. Tatra
आख्यायिका
Vidyastutyartha
विद्याच्युत्यर्था
Ushan
उषन्
Kamayamanaha
कामयमानः
Hava iti
हवा इति
Vrittartha Smaranarthau
वृत्तार्थस्मरणार्थौ
Nipatau
निपातौ
Vajam Annam
वाजम् अन्नं
Taddanadi Nimittam
तद्दानादिनिमित्तं
Shravaha Yashaha
श्रवः यशः
Yasya Saha
यस्य सः
Vajashravaha
वाजश्रवाः
Ruditaha Va.
रूढितः वा.
Yeah. Okay. Tatra Akhyayika Vidyastutyartha. Everybody is with me, correct? Yeah. Good. Akhyayika. Tatra. In this book, in this story, in this Upanishad, Tatra, Akhyayika, there is a story. Akhyayika means story. Katha. Akhyayika, he's saying, Vidyastutyartha. He's saying the story, the purpose of the story, we're not going to get into the details of the story, or it's not important, but its only importance is for praising the Vidya. Vidya Stutyartha. Stuti means praise, Vidya means knowledge. Brahma Vidya Stutyartha. The purpose of the story is to praise Brahma Vidya. That means what? Even if the story were not there, it's all right. Brahma Vidya will still be there in the book. That's the meaning. Vidya Stutyartha. So generally, that is how Arthavadaha. In another technical word used for that is Arthavadaha. Arthavada means what? Praise. Generally, a praise will not have the subject in it. You can't read the story and then get Brahma Vidya. No, not possible. So Brahma Vidya is following that story. Okay. So then Look at that. Now he's beginning to comment on the mantra, correct? Ushan. So the beauty about the notebook that you have is what? I think those things should be highlighted. The words which are in the moolam, Ushan must be highlighted. Then Kamayamanaha not highlighted. Then Hava highlighted. Then Iti Vrithartha Smanartho Nibatho not highlighted, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this highlight actually, the book we got is in yellow. But if you print it in black and white, it probably there's a gray highlight there, I suppose. Correct? Gray highlight. Okay, that's fine. And so let's see. So that helps you recognize, oh, that highlighted one is from the Moola mantra. We call it what? Moolam. Moolam means what? The Kathopanishad mantra. The words are Shankaracharya's words. That is the way to identify it. Okay. So he says, Usham is equal to Kamaya Manaha. Ushan. Ushan, Vashi, Kantau. So Vashi, there is a dhatu called Vashi. Vashi means desiring, in the sense of desiring. So Ushan, Kamaya Manaha. He is converting the Shatru Pratyaya into Shanach Pratyaya and saying Kamaya Manaha. So desiring, both mean the same thing. Desiring. The person who is desiring. Who is that person? Is going to come later. Okay. That word comes much later. Okay. He still has a lot to write. Okay. Ushan Hava. Va. Havai. Vai and Va. Vai becomes Va due to Sandhi. Okay. So Havai. And this Havai, Shankaracharya says, Iti Vrithartha Smaranartho Nipato. Nipato. They are particles. In English they say particle. Huh? These things, oh, and things like that, exclamations, alas, all these words are there, right, in English, and which are words which refer to something. An exclamation, oh means another exclamation, hi, another exclamation. So like that he says nipato, these are particles. And what is the purpose of these particles? Vrithartha smaranartho. Smaranam, remembrance of Vrithartha, of something that has occurred in the past. Havai, indeed. Indeed. Indeed means what? Hey, you all know. You all should have known by now. Those days itself we knew. Vajashravas, there was a king called Vajashravas who did this thing. And therefore, Havai means to indicate something that happened in the past. Okay. Once upon a time. Remember, we all heard stories, once upon a time, correct? That means once upon a time, long ago, long ago. That's the meaning of the words her and why, okay? So Vajam, Mandam and all, we did that. We'll continue that in the next class. It's about 7:30 here now, okay? So very happy that we could finish this, enter this Upanishad Bhaashyam of Shankaracharya. And before we close, some of you will leave. And so I wanted to say a couple of things. And we are doing a lot of work in this trust, and I'm looking for some people with some special skills. Okay, skills in general. We need a lot of sevaks. A lot of work is going on, but we need some sevaks. For example, we are running a tuition center, and now we have 55, 60 children out there. So help like cataloging the activities that are going on. Okay, just now we installed a video cameras in the tuition center, and so on the phone we can actually see what's going on in the center. So that's required for the security of the children. We have done that. And then recently one of our students got a prize in a sports competition, okay, in the national sports competition. So it's a matter of big pride for us. And so like this, a lot of things are going on. We need people who can catalog these things, maybe write something, and based on what has happened, they need people who can do counseling for these children as they move from, say, high school to diploma or college. Okay, that kind of skills are needed, badly needed. Okay, and that's a whole series. Okay, and then and then we are doing temple projects. We are reviving temples in Tamil Nadu for now. Other parts of the country will do. And then that project is really picked up. and we were very successful. We thought we'll do a little bit, and these are all dilapidated old big temples. Okay, big huge temples people are not visiting, and now we started doing the program Pradosha Puja and all. Now suddenly hundreds and thousands are coming, and we need people to catalog all these things. We have pictures, we have videos. Something has to be done so that these things are, you know, these things are presented. I mean, I'm sure none of you know these things. Why? Because we don't have time to send these things to you. Sometimes we write a newsletter. We need people to write newsletters. Okay, and some of you may be gifted with the ability to write, and so we need that kind of a skill set. Okay, and keeping track of budget, keeping track of expenses for this project, all these things, these small skills. Okay, you can contribute in one skill. It doesn't, you don't have to know all these things, and so it'll be a team of people working on these things. Okay, and then Veda Pathshalas we are supporting, Goshalas we are supporting, cataloging all these things, and how much money we gave to whom, all these things. And already some, Mohan and others are doing these things, but still there's a lot of administrative work that goes on, that for which we need help. And our website is there. See, just generally this website is useful, all right, but also it's somewhat of a pain because you have to maintain it. That's why I never liked this website business, because instead of studying, what we'll do is we'll keep on focusing on the website. It's really a waste of time. But we hired a website developer, so we're paying money. So we said none of our sevaks should be spending time with website. Okay, no. But I want somebody who can say, this information should go in this website. That's all. Somebody can coordinate with the website developer and say, okay, here are the pictures, here are the photos, and here is the text. Go put it. That's it. So that kind of work we need, help we need, and course maintenance and all that, all this Vijayji is doing some help. So like this, we have different types of help, and these things are not time consuming. If there are one person cannot do all these things, but if there are multiple people, the work becomes easy and it becomes enjoyable also. So I just wanted to make that appeal to you, and if you're interested, you just send me a private note saying I'm interested in this, I like to do this, etc. Accounting, I'm good at accounting, I'm good at writing, I'm good at cataloging, and I'm good at IT, and I can do all this cataloging work. I know where to save all these files, whatever skills you have. I like to hear from you, and then that will make our job easier. And so right now we are doing so much work, and none of our well-wishers know what's happening. They think we are not doing anything. But yesterday fantastic work, temple work happened, and so much is going on. So with that appeal, I want to close today's class. Thank you all very much. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you. Hari Om.